And I love the sparring and the music you get. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake,
Yeah.
no matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands, especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing people kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't like that. Maybe I've grown in a space that is probably I sound like the old guy wagging the finger. But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing, and you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
They're
to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song I like this.
Yeah.
It's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point. We've just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it.
I think the first thing we got to do is just understanding where Jay-Z is in his life, as he is in his mid 50s with 3 kids and a family. This is not the same takeover Jay-Z from 2001 when he was, how old was Jay-Z then? Mid 30s, early 30s or so, when he was going at Nas and they were going back and forth. Like, we just got to have some perspective on where he is right now. He's an older guy, an older statesman in hip hop. Like, I'm sure Jay-Z doesn't want to see the genre get destroyed. And he might have sensed a little bit of that with what happened with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. But along with respecting Jay-Z and where he is in his life and the influence he has on the music industry, let's be honest about hip hop. Like, dissing is a part of the art form. It's a sport. It's a competition. Beef is and always will be a part of hip hop. It's that's almost one of the like core foundations of hip hop, because in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, you'll go to a hip hop party and there will be MCs battling each other. Who had the best rhyme? I mean, similar to a freestyle battle, except on a lower level of lyricism. But this is again, it's a competitive sport. And regardless, I think of what Jay-Z says, and not only, is it a competitive sport, but there's a lot of jealousy too when it comes to hip hop. There's the jealousy of, oh, this person is on and I'm not on, or there could be some bad business dealings or whatever the case may be. There are several ways to end up in some sort of pickle or some sort of beef when it comes to this. And I think Ether Takeover, of course, with them being two of the most iconic disses ever, there were several layers to that beef too. Hell, Nas wasn't even the only person that Jay-Z dissed on Takeover. He also was going at Prodigy from Mobb Deep too. But back then though, when rappers beef, it felt more strategic. Like it felt more lyrical. Um, and then the other thing with that is that you had limited platforms. So you really only heard these disses. You didn't even hear the disses on mainstream TV or anything. Like hell, They Not Like Us was played ad nauseum. Like it was played like Who Let the Dogs Out or the Macarena or Lil Wayne Lollipop. Like it got played ad nauseum. Ether and Takeover did not get that type of treatment. Neither did was it No Vaseline from Ice Cube or Real Compton City G's from Eazy-E or Dre Day got some play, but it didn't get played like They Not Like Us from Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg in '92 when they was dissing Eazy-E. Like no diss song that I can remember ever got played like They Not Like Us. So I think that's a major difference. And when we talking about this particular beef with Kendrick and Drake, as opposed to Jay-Z and Nas with an Ether and Takeover. And then add on to this, like Kendrick and Drake in hip hop, like where hip hop is now and where hip hop was in 2001, like that beef with Jay-Z and Nas, it wasn't necessarily front page news to where, Nas is doing, Ether at a Super Bowl halftime show. Nah, or Jay-Z doing Takeover at the Super Bowl halftime show. No, it wasn't even a thought back then. So it was way more kind of underground, I guess, when it came to this beef. But this Kendrick Drake stuff, it was front page news for like 6 months out of the year in 2024. Now, yeah, we got some good music. We got some, like, it was a series of diss tracks. But I think part of the problem today is that, with the internet and people being so salacious and they want to take it to the extreme, and it's like you go low and I'll go to hell. Like people just want to show off how ignorant they are sometimes. And people, these days they have no filter, they have no restraint, and they want to destroy you for lack of a better term. Dead ass for real. Today, these things spread faster, it hits harder, and the negativity never goes away. And I think that's where Jay was coming from with all of this, is that, there was a sense of back in, early 2000s, 90s or whatever, where if you did something, you kind of did it and it will go away. If there were no, magazine publications or video cameras or anything like that, like you could do something and it would disappear pretty soon. But things are just so permanent these days. Like when you do something on the internet and you put video out or you put this much content about something, like it's going to get shared ad nauseum every time it gets brought up. Not just the one time where people are talking about stuff, but every single time this subject gets brought up, people are going to bring up all of these disses and all the performances that went down and all the antics and who took whose side and this, that, and the third. So it's a little overbearing in this day and age, a little bit. And social media amplifies it, puts gas on it, and makes it explode. Because the discourse that serves on social media, that really is the fire that burns the negativity in these disses. The real life discourse that you'll have to see, because people are so emotional and so ignorant for no reason over some people that y'all don't even know. And everything becomes personal, public, and permanent in this day and age when it comes to this beef in hip hop. Kids and families are being mentioned. Jay-Z mentioned that, but this is where I have to call him out because like Jay, you kind of did that on Super Ugly when we was talking about Nas. And going back to Jay, I just think that he's just in a different place in his life. Let's say this. If Jay-Z had been like, yeah, the Kendrick Drake beef, we need more of that. We need to, that back in my day, that's what we did. We did it. Wouldn't we say, damn, Jay-Z ain't grown up yet? Like he hasn't grown past that yet. So I think it's proper for Jay to be the elder statesman, the grandfather of hip hop right now, and trying to send out and he's always done this too. The change clothes video, when before that video, all dudes was wearing in hip hop was jerseys and hats and Timbs and jeans and stuff. And he's like, we finna put on these button ups, which led to a very, very bad wardrobe transition in the club, by the way. In the late 2000s to early 20 teens in the club, you had to dress like you was going to happy hour for work. Like we up here listening to Yo Gotti and Jeezy and casual work attire. Like, what we doing, man? Anyway, another subject for another day. But that's Jay-Z's influence, though. That's his influence. He told you in 2009 or 2010 or whatever to it's new rules, like question everything. And I'll be damned. What people start questioning every single thing that you said. So Jay-Z has always came from trying to be the father of hip hop and trying to make sure that it goes a certain route. But again, he can't say anything about mentioning family and kids on any diss records because he did that. But man, I think that with disses and going forth, it's not going to disappear for the simple fact of what we mentioned at the top. It's competitive. People are jealous. There's egos involved. But just keep the competition and lose the recklessness. I think that's what we are all asking for when it comes to this. Now, for those of you who like to watch baddies and you like to watch Zeus and you like the ignorance, okay, fine. You want blood. Take that. But I think for those of us who care about hip hop and wants to see it to continue to thrive and be better, I think that there's need to be a sense of maturity when it comes to certain things, and this is one of them. Hip hop beef, it used to be chess, but now with social media, attention, and everything else involved, now it's just reaction. All right, y'all, that is the pod for this week. I appreciate y'all for tapping into Brian's World. Please rate, subscribe, and review to my family at Foolish Club Media, all on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube. And of course, while you're at YouTube, go in the search bar, type in Brian B. Shynin. Search for the B Shynin page on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button so you can tap in and don't miss Brian's World that drops. Hustle and Shine in the morning content, beats, R&B, Shining, motivational minute. Everything I do right there on the YouTube page at B Shining. Well, appreciate y'all tapping into the pod this week to Brian's World. Please, Kansas City, continue to be a blessing. And of course, Chiefs Kingdom, mount up.